Brian Callahan is out as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, fired today, 6 games into his second season with the team. Titans are just 1-5, and during Callahan's tenure, just 4-19. Tonight, it's a Monday Night Football doubleheader. Bills and Falcons, 7:15 Eastern. Bears and Commanders, 8:15 Eastern time. Bears have activated kicker Jake Moody from the practice squad. Colts plays quarterback Anthony Richardson on an injured reserve with a fractured orbital bone, suffered in pregame warm-ups of yesterday's win over the Cardinals. Buccaneers wide receiver Emeka Egbuka is going to have more testing done on his injured hamstring tomorrow. While Cowboys executive vice president Stephen Jones told 105.3 The Fan that Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb has a chance to face the Commanders in Week 7. Game 2 of the American League Championship Series about to get underway from Toronto. It's the Mariners and Blue Jays. Seattle up 1-0. Dodgers and Brewers start their NLCS matchup in Milwaukee at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Aaron Ashby pitches for Milwaukee. I'm Dan Beyer.
A Monday. Don't you feel like you need a weekend from the weekend sometimes?
Like all the time. Absolutely. And our job is fun, so I can't imagine how everybody else feels on this Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day. And happy Canadian Thanksgiving. In fact, we're going to do a little Canadian Thanksgiving tribute today. We're giving thanks to Canadians, but the rest of you, maybe the kids had school, banks were closed, market was on. Confusing day. Yeah. Columbus or Indigenous? What are we celebrating?
Both?
Yeah, I guess both.
I mean, we want to be here without Columbus, but he wasn't a good man.
Right. So I'm Covino. That is Rich. Sam is here. Danny G's the super producer. Spots on the videos with our new cameras at Covino and Rich FSR. Dan Byers hanging, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
Ooh, the new cameras are looking crispy. YouTube.com/@Covino. And Rich FSR.
Crispity, crunchity. Hope you had a Panthers, Raiders, Danny G's Raiders sort of weekend. Colts, Buccaneers, Steelers, Chiefs, and Mariners sort of weekend. So hope all your teams won. We have lots to get to in the world of the NFL and MLB. We do it every Monday. We call it Things That Made You Go, We're giving away prizes, last one standing. And as far as today, Rich, you said you're exhausted. Going to be more exhausted with all this action we got going on tonight. You got a double doozy of NFL football. You got 2 great baseball games. So we're going to tell you what matters most later today. Lots to get to, like I said.
Before we get into all that, I just have something I wanted to bring up because I feel like I'm a pretty casual, laid-back guy when it comes to, people going to stores and places with their pets. I understand. You're going to get takeout. You're walking your dog.
It's more of a thing. And by the way, Rich isn't talking yo-yo tricks, Iowa Sam, when he says walking your dog.
Oh, man.
We
thought we were going to talk about yo-yos.
We know Sam's a Duncan master. He's a champion. But we're talking L.A., which is next level different.
I think
it's not. Nope. No, it's way worse here in Los Angeles because everybody walks around their foofy dog and they think they can do whatever they want.
Nope. Social media changed that. Everyone's foofy dogs and people.
Dude, when I go back to Jersey, even Jersey's nowhere near as bad as it is here in California as far as people bringing their doggy into every establishment because they think they can. There's signs outside of the mall here, right? Right outside of the mall.
Yeah.
Signs. Don't bring fluffers into the establishment. And people don't give a diddly squat and they do it anyway.
But they were going to use the phrase mangy mutt.
They still bring their mangy mutt in regardless because they think it's their baby.
I will roll my eyes at a lot of people, but I understand it.
Yeah, I love my dog.
You're going to get takeout. You're going to get food somewhere, or run an errand. Oh, man, I got to go get some batteries at CVS. But I'm walking my dog. I'm not a jerk about it. I'll roll my eyes at you, but I saw something at Chipotle that I can't allow in my mind, but I did.
You have to get it off your handsome gentleman's chest.
If you look at my Instagram story, if you think I'm BSing you, I go to Chipotle last night after my daughter's softball game.
Oh, I believe that.
And down for some Chipotle. Let me get a little burrito bowl, feel good about myself. The best of the fast food out there, right? You don't feel bad after having Chipotle. You're like, oh, that was
I do,
good.
actually, because it's heavy. I feel like I ate all that. I'm like, oh.
You feel heavy after?
There's a lot of sodium, too.
Yeah, after a giant burrito bowl,
Taco Bell
love
is
it.
more sodium.
Don't get it twisted. I'll house that.
Of all the fast
but
foods?
I feel heavy afterwards.
I don't know. You ask me, I say brown rice,
I'm not
chicken,
saying it's not
guac,
the healthiest.
Like,
Of course it is, but it sits heavy on you.
I think, I'm
It's
with
a lot.
Rich. I think Chipotle is, you feel much better after eating that than like anything
because
else.
you know it's not that bad for you.
It's a lot more fresh.
right behind them, they're cooking the chicken on the grill. And you got chicken and guac over rice. Like
I'm
that's
not
like
saying it's not healthy. I
Well,
said it feels heavy.
And a lot of us, Rich, ruin it with 45 chips and guac and
Yeah.
sour cream.
For every tortilla chip, for every 4 tortilla chips, that's 1 tortilla.
Queso,
Oh, don't get all that.
pico,
Yeah.
corn, lettuce.
I'm in line, waiting. I take a double take. The guy in front of me, did you just chug a Monster energy drink? What are you, 25, going to the club?
I'm the beacon of health. Continue.
He's telling me about Chipotle. This guy is ruining his insides. His insides are rotting.
Sugar-free, bro.
That stuff's corrosive.
Yeah,
Mind
so
your
what do you,
business.
what do you
Where'd you
think?
get that, by the way?
If it's sugar-free, what do you think's in
I
there?
don't know. I found it in the fridge.
You found it in the fridge, huh?
Somebody-
Interesting.
Yeah, somebody's probably missing one right now.
I think they are.
So go ahead. Tell me about your
Poor-
Chipotle
Poor
story.
Bo.
Covino's like finders keepers. I'm like, dude, it was in the fridge.
Losers, weepers.
So anyway, long story short, we're going to get to
Is
NFL.
this one sponsored by Ed Gein?
Stop it,
Mother
Monster.
says-
Sponsored by Bo Benson.
Mother says not to drink energy drinks. They're for Jezebels. But I couldn't swear on that.
That Ed Gein is the #1 stream show around the country and world right now, and I've yet to watch Monster. I
It's
have
called
no interest.
Monster. It's good for the spooky season about the guy who inspired Silence of the Lambs, Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This guy did some crazy things, but it's more of a fictional story than anything. What up, Dan
Yeah,
Byer?
where it happened is not too far from where my sister lives, and maybe about a little more than an hour from my hometown.
Plainfield, right?
Yes, smack dab in the middle of the great state of Wisconsin. And you could take a shortcut on a highway to go to my sister's town to go right through Plainfield. Always gives me the willies a little bit.
Covino has been doing that impression off the air for like 2 weeks now. Mother says, I don't even know what he's doing. I don't even know.
Well, he had like a very Bobby Boucher mother situation going on.
Let me tell you, Charlie Hunnam, women love that dude. Apparently, it's like award-winning performance. Again, I digress. I'm at Chipotle in front of me. I posted on my Instagram story, @RichDavis, if you want to see. Some young 20-something-year-old kid is ordering his food, and he has a cat on his head. He has a cat crawling from shoulder to shoulder over his head, and he's leaning over like, I'll get corn and sour cream and guac. And
Look at you trying to detract from the fact that you steal so much from that place with your utensils and napkins.
They're there
now
for
he's the bad guy.
They're
I
there
saw
for the
video of
taking.
it. I
They're
saw
there
it.
for the taking.
No,
Legitimate video.
That was
of,
AI, Sam. That was
No, it was legitimate video of Rich stealing napkins and forks.
And getting
I saw
tackled?
it. It was real.
But my point is, what do you do if you see someone at a fast food place like a Subway or Chipotle where the food is literally out there, exposed and open, and some jabroni in front of you has a cat crawling on their
Yeah,
shoulders
not
and
in a
head?
carrier, not in a little kennel.
I think you
Not in
call
the
him out.
bag.
I really do. If you're a grown adult and you try to do things the responsible way, you're a good guy. I think you have the right. They say it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
You see some young idiot doing young idiot things. I don't think you need to be mean about it and overstep, but you call him out and just say something that addresses the fact that you recognize that he's an idiot.
So
Agreed.
we're going to move into the NFL now.
Well, hold on.
But I would love for your thoughts at Covino and Rich if you want to hit us up. If you see someone, have you seen the picture on my Instagram story?
I saw the story, and the cat was on the shoulders, and I don't even know if that violates health regulations. But I went to a movie.
has to.
I went to a movie last Thursday, and someone brought their Dachshund puppy into one battle after another, which is full of explosions. And I'm like, that poor dog just had PTSD. And then on the way out, I'm sorry, the Karen in me emerged, and I walked up and I said, "Hey, did your dog enjoy the movie?" And there's this young woman. It was a young woman and her boyfriend who
You
was
got
like,
her, Sam.
who's like in their early 20s, and she turns around and she's like, ah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, it's a little loud in there. I just walked off. I couldn't help myself because that dog just suffered through 3 hours
Oh,
of
no.
explosions.
That's the adult
What
in you.
are you doing?
Exactly. You're an adult and you addressed it. Like, why are you being such an idiot?
That's idiotic. That's a young screw up.
I think you don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be a Karen or a Darren or a Sam.
I couldn't help myself.
No, Sam, I think that's fine. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, Cat Stevens, what's up? And he turns around and is like, what? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I just noticed you here with a cat. Yo, what's up? Cool for cats. What up, Catman? What up, Catman? Don't. Catman, don't. Why are you calling me that? Because you're not supposed to do that. Catman, don't.
Dude, you cool for cats?
You're not Catman, do. Catman, don't. And then he's like, what are you doing? And then he's like, nothing. I just don't know why you're here with a cat. Like, you don't need to be rude about it, but it's like, I see you with your cat, and we're here trying to eat. So I think you just call him out for being an idiot cat guy in public. Like, you call him out. You address him any way you want. Whatever comes to mind.
Just make it brief and then get out.
I mean, like, you're an idiot, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Learn something from
And
this.
since everyone's tippy-toeing around these situations today, because no one wants to be filmed on social media,
Yeah, you don't have to.
They're
You don't have
cat
to
shaming me
humiliate
at
them.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
I'm recording it.
You don't have to do that.
You're cat shaming me. No one wants to get involved in that. That everyone's scared to speak up. But if you're a responsible adult with some sort of wherewithal and head on your shoulders, you call them out. Be like, yo, man, what are you doing with a cat? We're eating here.
What are you, Joe Exotic?
Yo, who are you, the Tiger King?
Can I add something here?
Yes.
I think it's both. Maybe it's an LA thing.
Hey, Gunther Gable-Williams.
People are all
Beat it.
People treat their pets like their babies in LA more than other places.
That's
perhaps.
what I said.
But
He
it's
was
also
debating it.
It's something I've seen more in the last 25 years. That animals, especially pets, are showing up in places that they never used to because people are getting very comfortable with that.
Right.
And I think that's something we need to rewind a little bit. We need to bring
Agreed.
it, haul it back, and be like, this is not a place for your pet to be in the movie theater, at a Chipotle, just hanging on your shoulders. It's just not. It's not okay
Yeah,
because there's other people who have objections to that.
And
No
people
doubt
treat
about
it,
that.
and people treat it like, oh, don't you think it's cute?
No, it's
No.
not.
And
Just
it's
leave your cat at
inappropriate.
home. Your
Yeah.
cat's fine.
And by the way, for the record, we're all animal lovers. No one's here
yeah,
hating
absolutely.
on
This is
the
not
animals.
about being
It's like,
anti-animal. This
what's
is about
appropriate,
what's appropriate.
and how do you make that point heard without feeling like a jerk about it? You
You're-
know?
You're allowed to oppose things, but still be a nice human. Like, I got 2 little kids. Guess where I don't think little kids belong? Formal events and weddings and people that bring their kids like late night to a bar.
Hey, Siegfried and Roy, what are you doing?
What are we doing?
What'd you say? I don't know. You're here with your cats. I don't know what you're
What
doing.
are we doing? All right, well, hey, let's get into it. NFL, things that made you go,
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go,
Boy, what's up, Dan Byer?
Julio Rodriguez, 3-run home run, top of the first inning. Mariners lead the Blue Jays. Randy Arozarena was hit by a pitch. Cal Raleigh walked, and then J-Rod, the 3-run shot. 3-0. Now there's an out recorded, but it was 3-0 with no outs recorded at one point.
Damn, wasn't that the pitcher that schooled the Yankees?
Yeah, hold on. I'm glad you said that. And Dan Byer, thank you for the update. Your thoughts on this, too, because as we get into things that made you go, it's usually primarily about football, and we'll continue with that, right?
Yeah.
Week 6 of the NFL, but there's a lot of great baseball, that 15-inning game. We'll talk about it. A lot of things made me say, as a Yankees fan, I find it amazing to see what the Mariners are able to do against the Blue Jays, right? How they're able to shut them down or have these role players step up when it's necessary, doing things that the Yankees couldn't do.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It makes me go, like, wow, what sort of magic are they made of here? This is great.
Well, it is only the first, but still, a 3 spot in the top of the first really is a nice little cushion for Seattle. All right, now, things that made you go, I mean, I'm in a really good mood today. You wouldn't think that because the first thing that made me go, Fred Warner, the heart and soul of the 49ers defense, one of the most likable guys in football. Forget that I'm a Niners fan. Danny G, we met him at the Super Bowl. Just a delight, like just a great guy. Him and his wife are fantastic. Like everything about Fred Warner is football. We could all agree one of the top
he
defenders.
probably was one of the friendliest guys that entire week at the Super Bowl.
You know what made me say, I mean, so many unfortunate injuries this year. Add him to the list. This
You say
sucks for your
injuries
team.
like you were from Munster? Injuries.
You can't stop, huh?
Injuries, mother.
Man, I can't wait for
sorry.
you to stumble on something.
Injuries, mother.
Mother says injuries are just a part of life. But I can't swear on it. What I noticed was how composed he was
Yeah.
after a gruesome injury. Like the guy breaks his ankle and he's sitting there like just chilling, like, wouldn't you believe it? Like no sort of grimacing. At least not when they were carting him off. He was sitting there, just thumbs up, like, hey, what are you going to do? Like, his whole demeanor and attitude about the whole thing was just sort of like, hey, I'm hurt. What's up? What, happens? Which is kind of amazing because he had to be in pain.
Not only had to be in pain, they threw the air cast on.
Right?
My thought was, if you're a Niners fan like I am, and we're going to get to every game and every team, but my first thought when I saw
so many
that,
injuries, bro?
when I saw that was, all right, you were trying to overcome the Nick Bosa injury. There was rumors of like, oh, the Niners one of the teams that might go after Hendrickson on the Bengals and maybe try to fill that void. Who knows? But you lose Fred Warner now, and your defense, no matter how effective Robert Saleh is, no Bosa, no Warner, no playoff run. Like you might, you have a soft schedule. You might sneak in, but you're toast.
You, dude,
you're
but
toast.
it's a push when everybody's team has people hurt. Like the Buccaneers, you just got balled out by Baker Mayfield. Just give him the credit because he had no receivers, and he made something of nothing, Foo Fighter style. He made something of nothing, made superstars out of the Johnsons. Made some great plays, but I feel like it's kind of a push when you play some of these other teams down the line because everybody's hurt.
Yeah, and we've seen all the key positions in the NFL. As soon as week 2, week 3, we were having major injuries. Rich, I feel your pain because I haven't got to watch Brock Bowers catch and run all season. There's been O-linemen down for my favorite team. Key positions we've been seeing. You talked about why you think these are happening, these injuries, a couple of weeks ago.
I feel like that conversation is more relevant than ever before. I said everyone's just so big and strong, and because of that, a little fragile, the burst of energy, the
maybe you're just messing with your fast twitch muscles too much with all this extra workout, overly pumped, too muscular. I don't know, pushing too hard, too explosive. Too many injuries.
And I'm glad you guys are saying that because I think that the 49ers have recognizable injuries, right? You just name that it's the who's who. And you're talking about a quarterback. Like the Cardinals yesterday, somehow they compete with the Colts. They lost Marvin Harrison Jr. in the game. They're down their 2 running backs, James Conner and Trey Benson, weren't playing. No Kyler Murray yesterday. Danny just read off his litany of players for the Raiders. Seahawks were out 3 starters, 40% of their secondary. Remember the Lions last night against Kansas City were out 5 defensive backs. They had 5 defensive backs out when they lost in the playoffs to Washington. It's just, and
we mentioned the Buccaneers receivers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers, no
Seriously.
Godwin, no Evans, no Bucky Irving, like nothing. And then you could go through each roster, and Covino's right. Is it one big unfortunate push? Because it's like, I'm injured. Well, so are you.
I think it will be when you get Purdy back, because everybody is missing somebody important, it seems like, this year.
And the amazing thing about Rich's team is that Christian McCaffrey hasn't been hurt.
Right?
It's like the old switcheroo.
And he's been able to pivot, receiving a little more, switching up his gameplay as a result. So it's how these teams pivot.
Oh, I'm sorry to add to the list because he's such a great guy that's been on our show as well. I felt bad. It's not a long injury, I think, but Puka Nacua down yesterday could be weak. So and
he was on pace for a 2,000-yard season.
When every notable player, and Dan Byer's right, and non-notable, it's wild to think that there's not one team that's not banged up. It's got to be saying something about the state of football right now. So what is it?
49ers done, or is just injury in the water? It's just more part of this season than ever before.
Well,
that's really the question. But it makes you go, It's a 2-part. Niners done, and why so many injuries? Yeah, a lot of big names going down. Well, 49ers got a lot of big names. We mentioned Baker Mayfield in that conversation. Yes, I said mentioned.
You did mention.
Rich, I saw the look on Rich's face. He's like, he said mentioned.
How about how the Ravens' entire team imploded after the Lamar Jackson injury?
Oh, well, you know what? Let me tie that into what I was going to say.
Do you mean the 1-5 Ravens?
Everybody likes to talk about Lamar Jackson and how he works the pocket, how he scrambles, how he moves. People want to talk about Josh Allen all the time. Now he's just setting a different sort of bar as far as quarterback. How about Baker Mayfield? Is this the weekend where he gets the credit? Because after that game, you heard the chants. There was some confusion. I saw Johnson thought it was for him. MVP was for Baker Mayfield. It went from Baker Mayfield, wow, man, what a turnaround, to MVP just like that. And I read something over the weekend I thought was so great. And it was just a meme, but it's so true. It said, Baker Mayfield is the Tom Brady of Johnny Manziel's. Baker Mayfield is the Tom Brady
Wait a minute,
of
hold on.
Johnny Manziel's. And for whatever reason, that just hits so perfectly because you understand what that means. He has that way about him, right? He had that recklessness of a Johnny Manziel, same sort of guy in a lot of ways.
He's an
but
S-talker.
He's
He's
undersized.
undersized.
He's the Tom Brady.
But he's the best
goat
at all
that.
of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw another related meme. It said, "Don't blame the young quarterback. Blame the crappy franchise." And it was a picture of Baker, Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
and Sam Darnold. And it just, again, that's why.
But when do we start putting him in that category of, it's not just Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Like, there's guys like Baker Mayfield that are really leading their team because you could see how contagious his play really is. He might be the most exciting player to watch in football. And now I think everybody's taking note when he's doing it against your 49ers and week after week.
Did you guys see how his rookie wide receiver Tez Johnson scored a TD? He heard MVP chants and he said he looked around and he's like, "Oh, really?" and then he's like, "Oh, I realized they were chanting for my quarterback."
That was so funny. And that was one hell of a catch, dude. He caught the bottom half of the football, the bottom of it. I don't know how he caught that. Perfect pass, perfect catch. And, it took some perfect plays, Rich, to beat your 49ers. But then they ran away with it 30-19. But, again, we went from, man, he's unbelievable to he's MVP just like that.
You know what? You know what's really interesting?
At least as of now, week 6.
Hey, Spotty, in your new setup, does he have a microphone in his new little setup over there? Spot, what's your favorite Freddie Prinze Jr. Rachel Lee Cook movie from the 90s?
She's All That.
Remember when she was like hot and we had to pretend she wasn't because she had glasses on? And then and Freddie Prinze Jr. took off her glasses.
The old Clark Kent sort of thing.
Yeah, she took off her glasses and shook her hair. And, oh my God, she's super hot now. Oh, she was a nerd. Do you realize that every team in the NFL had a shot at Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
And they looked at him like some sort of damaged goods, or the Rams took him up on that one game where it was like, throw Baker Mayfield
like
in
a
there.
bust.
Yeah, and every team, and you can say that about every draft, right? Well, you passed on this guy, but Baker Mayfield showed signs in Cleveland, even as a young man, that he took that bunk organization, brought him to the playoffs a couple times.
You could also say that's what fuels that fire, man, because he just plays an aggressive style of football that anyone could get down with.
There was
enjoy.
a great clip last night. It was floating around social media. It was Chris Collinsworth hanging from the huevos of Patrick Mahomes like he always does, and it was Mahomes. Did some sweet move, deked the runner, gained a first down, and he's like, man, I don't. Who could make a play like
He
that?
said, what other quarterbacks are doing that?
What other quarterback could do that? And it cuts to Baker Mayfield on a 3rd and 14, juking 12
Avoiding
defenders
2
on the 49ers.
sacks, yeah. Making a sweet run for it, and then a ridiculous pass. So Baker Mayfield's in that conversation now, and we got to keep that in our forefront because there's more than just 2 great quarterbacks, 3 great quarterbacks in this league right now. So things that made you go, we still got to talk Cowboys. We still got to talk some baseball. I made some baseball observations over the weekend, and we get you involved next, Fox Sports Radio Nation. So write this down, 877-99 on Fox, or hit us up at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio on social media, and we'll get to you next.
And by the way, your boy George Springer just missed a leadoff home run by inches foul, and then he just hit one off the fence on the next pitch. So
He my boy.
yeah, I mean, I'm the guy you loved him when he was on the Astros.
But yeah, you gotta battle back. The Mariners are up 3-0.
All right, we got more Covino and Rich next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Now, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Pros makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, interviews with unqualified applicants. Unqualified applicants. Work and move up to the pros with expresspros.com.
Express is your full-service workforce solution connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area, so when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need ready to go to work.
A contract workforce through Express could help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saves businesses time, and increases flexibility.
Find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of international headquarters. Listen, hiring stressful. Stop the hassle. Partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com. Find a location near you. team is out, I'm not saying do you pull another rooting interest, but if you're a sports fan, you still want to, like, watch or not. Do you pout and like, I'm not watching, so the season's over for you? Are you really a sports fan if that's your angle here? So rooting's not the word, Rich. It's almost like, do you pull for someone else, or is there a storyline that is automatically the default? Like, is the storyline the Brewers then because no one expected them to win? They're a young team.
I mean, I think there's two ways to go about it. I mean, when your team's out of it, I have friends that at this point say, I'm done watching. And
Yeah.
you have
Is
other
that the
friends.
formula?
You have other friends that are like, dude, it's a postseason. What do you mean you're not watching? I think what you do when your team is out of it, you don't jump on a bandwagon. But I think what you do is you step on one. You don't ever claim to be a fan of that team. But right now, as a Mets fan, they failed to make the postseason. They stink. But if I said, you know what, Cal Raleigh's having a magical year. I do like everyone on that team. It's a really likable team. They've never won before. Maybe I'll pull for the Mariners.
Or maybe
you say,
you root for a good pal like Dan Byer and say, hey, man, the Brewers.
Churio, Terang.
Rich,
You know-
wouldn't you cheer for your kid's favorite team?
Oh, you
Dodgers?
mean the Dodgers? Yeah.
And by the way, we live in Los Angeles, right? So that's also another angle here. The question is, if your team's out, do you tune out? Is that the only way to do this? Or, as a sports fan, do you say, and let's make it very clear, Rich, you said it, but I want to reiterate, we're not saying all of a sudden you're a fan of that team. Get out of here. That's garbage. That's garbage. Basura. That's trash. But do you now pull for another team? Because that's what you're left with. So, all right, my team couldn't win. Let me be the bigger person, and I'm going to root for my buddy's team.
I've heard.
Hey, I like this team. They really play good ball. They deserve it. Like, where does your maturity levels go in this case? And that's what I'm trying to figure out today because the Yankees are fresh out of it, and that's what's on my mind. I'm like, well, man, this season's been popping. We've been saying it all season, right, Danny G? Baseball's popping. Baseball. Guess what? Our team's out, but it's still popping. Yeah. So now what?
No, in the pre-show meeting, Rich said it's only popping if my team's still in it.
It's only popping to me, but I'm still watching.
I don't know, man. It's still electric. All the games yesterday, there's an intensity level that we haven't seen in a long time.
Well,
not with my Yankees, of course, but you're seeing some great baseball.
I actually think one of the great things about being a sports fan is watching an event and having a natural reaction to a game that you didn't know that you were cheering for a certain team. You may have no dog in the fight, but if you sit down tonight and watch one of these two games, there may be a team where obviously you're just like, yeah, you know, and I kind of want the Brewers to win. I love that about being a sports fan is you go into a game thinking you don't care and you come out of it and you're like, why was I rooting for that team the whole time?
Dude, I love that, and that's what I love about fighting, right? Because there's so many times in a preliminary fight or whatever, you're watching two guys you don't really know, but by the middle of that fight, you're pulling for somebody, right? You're like, yeah, I want that guy. And I love that about this thought and about this theory. I'm going to watch these games, and I'm going to figure it out. So I'm thinking it's Brewers. I really am.
Look at him trying to get back in.
How can I root for the Dodgers? How can I root for the Dodgers when they beat the Yankees in the World Series? But then again, I live in L.A. What's the mindset here? But I do love that thought that Dan Byer just shared, and I express that when it comes to fighting. Your heart or your decision comes from this sense of they got this underdog fight that I relate to, and I want to see this guy win. You could feel that way about a team you're not necessarily rooting for, but now you're pulling for. So where do your rooting interests go when your team is out? That's the question.
Yo,
Postseason, go season.
look at
Hope you had
that.
a nice weekend.
Look at that sweet angle if you're watching us at youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR.
Que tal, vatos locos?
You think
By the way,
Spot, our video guy, has hidden microphones in here so he knows when we're talking about him?
absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
We have 2
Of
more
course.
days of Hispanic Heritage Month, so vatos locos forever.
Yeah.
You
Hope
guys-
you had a nice weekend.
Really quick, I just want to make a suggestion. When the show is ending before Odd Couple gets in, walk around the studio and unplug cameras and make sure everything's unplugged from the outlets.
By the way, that was Spot's biggest pet peeve, right? People touch things around here. Touchy.
Bro,
Everyone's
that's
ah.
a whole conversation for
I
another
know.
day. I don't even understand what goes on after hours here, but it needs to stop. And I don't want to sound like the old cranky veteran, but it's like I don't get that at all.
Don't touch!
So
Don't touch!
Get off my equipment!
Don't touch the equipment.
Don't touch equipment and don't go to Chipotle with cats on your head.
Get off my
That's the
lawn.
lesson today.
Yeah, and stay off our lawns.
All right, let's get
We
into
got
this.
last one standing in I won't say a few minutes, but
Next
during
time.
the show. So your chance to win some prizes. We're going to give thanks to the Canadians on Canadian Thanksgiving Day. But first and first, mostly, let's see what's up to DB, Dan Byer, the greatest in the land.
Fire.
Hey, guys, we saw the Mariners jump out to that 3-0 lead. Julio Rodriguez, the 3-run home run, but give the Blue Jays credit. They have bounced back.
Right.
Putting 2 on the board in the bottom half of the first inning. It's 3-2 Mariners heading to the second inning. You can see it on Fox and on FS1. It's game 2 of the ALCS with the Mariners up 1-0 in the best-of-7 series and up on the scoreboard right now 3-2 over Toronto again in the second inning. Brewers finally settled on a starting pitcher. It's going to be Aaron Ashby tonight. He'll face the Dodgers' Blake Snell in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. That's on TBS just after 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Padres skipper Mike Schilt has announced his retirement after spending just 2 seasons in San Diego, citing the mental and physical toll of the job as the reason he's stepping aside. Titans have fired head coach Brian Callahan. Just 4-19 were the Titans under Callahan's leadership. Former Chargers head coach Mike McCoy is going to serve as the interim head coach for the rest of the season. There's a Monday night doubleheader tonight, Bills and Falcons, followed by the Bears and Commanders. CeeDee Lamb could be back for their matchup with the Commanders coming up in Week 7. That was the message from Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones to 105.3 The Fan. There's a doubleheader next week as well. One of the games, Buccaneers taking on the Lions. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles has already ruled out Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin for that game, while Emeka Ibuka is going to have more testing done on his injured hamstring. The Lions right now will be without defensive back Brian Branch. He was suspended 1 game for hitting Juju Smith-Schuster of the Chiefs during the post-game handshake. Branch has the opportunity to appeal that suspension. And that was in the postgame. In the pregame, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson suffered an eye injury working with exercise bands. Colts placed him on IR today with the fractured orbital bone from that incident. Guys, back to you.
Dan Byer, that is a freak injury, and I'm telling you, I had a very similar klutzy thing happen to me. Remember during COVID, when the beginning of COVID, like gyms were even shut down? I was like, how can I work out at home? So I bought those resistance bands. And you know when you could attach things to like a closet door or
Yes.
something? I had one snap right on the top of my head, and I fell to the floor like, oh. My wife's like, are you okay? I swear I was
That's scary,
If I had a
man.
blue tent in my house, I would have went in the blue tent. I was like, oh. But hey, wishing him well. And interestingly enough, that's a big test of a game next week. Lions, Bucks, that could be a preview of something right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dan Campbell wasn't happy at the end of that game yesterday and how his team reacted with that fight. That was completely uncalled for. So I don't know how you appeal that. You know, we all saw what happened, but thank you, DB. Thank you, Dan Byer. Now we go to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation, Danny G, Iowa Sam,
Hey,
Spotty, whoever wants to chime in. Any of your observations this weekend in the world of football, baseball, entertainment? Maybe you went to see Tron in theaters. I don't know, whatever's on your mind that made you go,
Yo,
we
ratings.
break it down.
Ratings prediction from you. You got a double doozy, NFL, and you got Dodgers, big market team. NFL wins, but by what margin do you think Bears, Commanders, and that's also ABC, right? So we're going network versus TBS and TNT, and that game's also available on HBO Max. That
It's funny
Dodgers,
you say that,
Brewers
though, man,
game.
because you know what? I think baseball wins that we're even having this conversation right now, because years ago, we would have never chose postseason baseball over any football game. And now you're seeing so much excitement, you can't help but go back and forth.
I think it's going to be perhaps closer than you think. I'll say that. Danny
Closer
J,
than it used to be, that's for sure.
I mean, Dodgers, Brewers hold some excitement there.
Yeah, it does.
And it's not like
I'm going to be flipping back and forth.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, listen, the NFL is still king.
it is, but
I
the
don't
fact
think
that you're even thinking about switching back and forth, we weren't thinking
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
years ago
Yeah,
because
that's true.
football was so on top of things.
Really quick, can I give you guys one quarterback that impressed me yesterday?
Yeah, please do.
And I have to give him some props because when he's in the news, I always tell you guys, I'm going to put you on a timer. You can only talk about him for 2 minutes or 4 minutes. Aaron Rodgers, those passes he was throwing yesterday, I was really impressed, man. He does not look his age right now.
That one to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
He had touch on that. Old school Aaron Rodgers touch. Rodgers! And he's sitting pretty at 4-1, 2 games ahead of everyone else in the AFC North. No one saw that coming.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Danny G sent me a meme, so it has to be true, but it really points out the Cowboys' defense.
I double-checked the Dak stats.
Yeah,
they are
Dak Prescott,
correct.
the last 3 weeks, 817 passing yards, 11 tutties, 1 INT.
Yeah.
So Dak Prescott is putting up some good numbers.
He's doing his
proving-
part.
He's doing his part that the Dallas defense is ass. They've given up 90 points in those 3 weeks. So, regardless of how good your quarterback's playing, how good your offense is clicking, if you're giving up 90 points in those 3 weeks, you're ass. The defense is ass. Not might be ass. Cowboys defense ass, letting up 30 points to the Panthers yesterday, and that win for them.
If they only had an elite edge rusher or something, right? All right, let's go to Lou in Tampa. Lou, you're on with Covino Rich. Your thoughts, things that made you go,
Hey, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Good talking to you. I just wanted to get the word out there that I think these injuries are happening because of this extra game. It's been a couple of years now with 17 games, and it's not just one team playing another game. It might be just your team, but that's a lot of games, a lot of players, and look at the injuries. I don't know how it can be refuted.
I mean, it could be the extra game, but I'll go with a combination of a few things. Lou, I said it last week. You can put Lou back on. Lou.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about how as players and athletes and humans, I know it sounds like a stoner thought, like, yeah, we're all just getting bigger and stronger. But as we do get faster, bigger, stronger, these twitch muscles and the way these athletes move at the size they are, there's no surprise that we're like, you can name any team and you're missing a guy. Giants, Malik Neighbors out. 49ers, Bosa, Warner. Name Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Every team, there's elite superstars missing from every team.
Absolutely. And then, like, the jumping and the landing and the twisting and everything like that, the weight, I don't know that muscles or joints are supposed to do that. It's happening in basketball, too.
Yeah.
Not to mention,
it's the athleticism.
Not to mention the practices are, like, less. So they're not getting warmed up. They're not getting trained the way they were a while back.
Yeah. Dan Byer, you and I love to talk about the history of the NFL, and I'm thinking even a wide receiver like Jerry Rice, elite, or your dude, Steve Largent, with his face mask with the smaller bars. I remember good old Steve Largent.
Yeah, but look at their physique. They had the same physique as your dad did in the 80s.
Thinking of like a Mark Duper or these guys were athletic, but were they jumping and twisting and tiptoeing on the sideline the way the guys are now? It just am I just remembering incorrectly? But I feel like they were athletes. But what athletes are doing now is so different.
I think it's a different game right now because I'm just even going back to the 90s and trying to think of like the wide receivers that we had there. I felt like there were athletic guys. There were size guys. Like, remember Herman Moore with the Lions? Big size guys. But I feel like things changed a little bit with Randy Moss coming into the league because of how freak of an athlete that he was. And now it's transitioning to a point where you just have not a bunch of guys like Randy Moss, but yeah, it felt like to me like there was a time where like the big receiver, you weren't looking at the best athletes at that time being at the wide receiver position.
And even the tight end position. And again, usually people love to glorify the past and make it seem like nothing good is happening now. I'm telling you the opposite. I'm thinking of tight ends that were great, like a Brent Jones or a Jay Novacek or even a Tony Gonzalez. It might have been one of the first guys that was doing more. But now, tight ends are acting like wide receivers with their size, strength, and everything. It's just a different game. Jimmy Graham comes to mind as one of those first guys that was just huge.
Like, there was a time when tight ends, it was a bonus if they could catch.
Right?
Like you were hoping that they would be able to maybe catch touchdown here or there. Now there are tight ends who don't even play the tight end position. They're not even called on to block.
So just a really interesting start to the season. And Covino, you and I were saying, and I like your thought on it. Is it a push, right? If every team is hurt?
I think so. I think everybody's dealing with the same problem. So it's just a matter of how these teams pivot and how they win. Like, it didn't stop Baker Mayfield yesterday. It looked like he made the adjustments. What up, Danny G?
Listen to John Gruden on this topic for 30 seconds here.
I'm just pissed off.
Okay. All right.
That's my hot take. I'm tired of all these injuries. We're talking about the fourth game of the season, okay? And the injuries at quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back, corners. All these players are not playing. Nobody plays and nobody practices. Mm-hmm. And then when you don't practice, you can't play good. You can't practice in pads either because of collective bargaining agreement. Mm-hmm. So you don't practice, and when you do practice, you can't practice in pads.
Sure.
And then they don't let you practice long enough because if you practice 2 hours, you could be fired with cause.
Sure.
So he's going like old school approach. Like they don't. He's saying no, not enough practice. I don't know. That sounds like angry old guy. John Gruden, the guy that's going to own the NFL soon.
It's interesting to hear all the different angles on this.
Yeah, but if you're not practicing full out the way you should be, right? It's like going 0 to 60. You're bound to hurt yourself during the game.
Jason Stewart, Doug Gottlieb's producer, he says that these guys are getting injured because they're not practicing enough.
Yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense to me, and something's got to be said about it because it's a problem everywhere, like we said. Now, there's another stat that involves the Jets that we have to get to and that miserable game. And what are we sending overseas? It looked like they had fun out there. I saw a lot of – actually, I follow these people, and they're like, dude, they had a blast watching that game overseas. But I'm like, really? Because that was like an ass sort of game.
Sending London – the Jets and the Broncos was like Fire Festival.
But there's some stats about that game that make you say, plus some baseball observations and more of your football observations. We wrap it up and we play Last One Standing. We do it all here on the Covino and Rich Show, Fox Sports Radio.
Things that make you go,
I haven't seen this much excitement for the Giants since the 90s, maybe? Honestly, and I know it's just one night, but I feel like you got to do it a few more times before I start believing it. It was on a big stage, Thursday Night Football against your Super Bowl champions, against the Eagles, big rivalry, right? So think about it. I'm an East Coast kid. We pointed it out this week. I don't have a team other than the Yankees because when I was a kid, you made a stupid choice. Like, I like the Cowboys, right? But I didn't get the chance to watch the Cowboys every week. I like the 49ers. Didn't get the chance to watch the 49ers. So I grew up around a lot of Giants fans. I went to Giants games, but I never really liked them. I didn't really get into them. I wasn't a Mark Bavaro kind of guy. But I remember...
You were a Mark Bavaro mullet type of guy.
I wasn't a Phil McConkey kind of dude. A Shockey kind of guy as years went on. But then they started to win in the Eli Manning days.
Well,
they had some exciting moments.
I think what you're getting at is interesting because while Eli did win 2 Super Bowls, they were unexpected, and Eli's a great dude, but he's not this.
They didn't bring the excitement.
He doesn't bring the.
They
won.
Kids,
do the kids still say Riz?
Last night, I feel like I witnessed something that could pull in so many young fans, including this guy, because I was like, wow, this is electric. I haven't seen the Giants shining this bright in years, even when they were winning.
I think the bigger picture is while Eli Manning is likely a future Hall of Famer, he's the guy.
I think no doubt, to be honest, because he did it.
But there was nothing, because those years they didn't win, it's not like the Giants were 12-4 every year and, they won twice. They were like average. And those 2 years, were the anomalies. There were years where the Giants were mediocre with Eli, so it wasn't like Drew Brees for the Saints where every year they were good, but they only got it done once. This was a team that was meh.
They reached up. They
outperformed.
Yes.
And
All right,
speaking
these
of our
Giants are still only 2-4, and
that's the good part.
Two-game winning streak.
I was completely glued to what was going on yesterday, but please let it be clear as to what I'm saying. What happened last night appeared to be real. It was electric. It was exciting. You had Scatterboo ripping his shirt off like he was Hulkamania last night on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. But I am saying in the same breath, Rich, although it was real and it was exciting, and man, they seem to be like a must-watch team now, it's still only one game, and I need more to believe it.
I think you're going to see.
We're prisoner of the moment right now.
I think what you're going to see is a young, talented, raw duo. And I think the funniest part that came out of last night is while we know Cam Scatterboo and while we know Jackson Dart, I think last night, primetime Thursday Night Football, put this duo on display. Like, we didn't know they were like bros that head-butted, and we didn't know that, oh, man, Cam Scatterboo chews sunflower seeds louder than anyone, and they're silly together.
You're getting all the backstories.
It was almost like this weird coming out party where it's like, whoa, hold on. Like almost like an album release. Like, here's Cam Scatterboo and Jackson Dart, your new dynamic duo.
Right. I think the world got introduced to them last night, and they're hard to not like. You see all the Giants fans. It's not just us. I think everybody's prisoner of the moment because I believe it was Dart that said it. These New York Football Giant fans are starving for a winning team, starving for a new quarterback, starving for someone to cheer for. And you see them, Scatterboo, Scatterboo, scat. They're looking for a hero, and right now he's the guy.
Little Daft Punk, we getting lucky?
You know, Iowa Sam's on top of it because I noticed you said bigger, better, faster, stronger as well. When you were talking about players of today, I thought a little Daft Punk, a little Kanye West. It's Covino and Rich. We got super producer Danny G. We got Dan Byer, the great Dan Byer. We got Iowa Sam. We got Spot on the videos at Covino and Rich FSR. We got the best team in the land. We're just happy you're part of it. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio on an action-packed Monday. We're going to wrap up your phone calls.
I mean, as
things
far
that
as
made you go,
our team goes, my shoulder's a little sore spot. Do you have any injuries? Are we banged up at all like every other team in the NFL?
Yeah, my knees are kind of whack.
He's got a big crack in his butt.
Well, you know what? There was some controversy. I don't know if you saw as far as the things that made you go, Covino. Juwan Jennings on the Niners, who I hate that there's almost drama because at the Super Bowl, he was the one guy that was the coolest to us when we were walking around with the press. Juwan Jennings, really nice guy, but apparently he was bitching and complaining like he's banged up. And then Big Trent Williams was quick to be like, yeah, well, guess what? My ribs, my foot, my this, and, Mac Jones had an injection into his ribs, almost like you're not alone. Stop being a little B.
Yeah,
everyone's banged up. Everyone's banged up.
Again, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. It's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. It actually took place where there were no more plays left in Kansas City with the Lions. Take a listen.
But the Chiefs now, is there an altercation? A Lion went after a Chiefs player. He went after Juju Smith-Schuster. A Lions player, Brian Branch, took a shot. Juju Smith-Schuster took a shot to his head from Brian Branch. And now the two teams are locked up.
Wow.
And they're trying to get order restored, but it was Brian Branch who took a punch at the head of Juju Smith-Schuster. The Chiefs have won the game 30-17.
Wow.
But they're trying to get order restored here on the field.
Yeah, that was blatant dirty play by Brian Branch.
Did you see Juju look like he was had a towel on his face? So he bleeding, cut up a little bit, or what? Right?
Bloody nose, definitely got hurt on that. Branch just showing an ugly side of him. It was uncalled for. I'm sure there was some taunting going on, but he went to shake his hand, ended up punching him, and that's courtesy of 96.5, The Fan, Chiefs Radio Network. That was our Tire Rack play of the day. Got a little sticky. You saw Mahomes there, too. He went running in, trying to break it up.
Was he, like, going for a high five, and then he stiffed him? Branch
Yeah,
stiffed him?
he left Mahomes hanging, and I'm sure there were words after that.
Yeah.
So it probably all ties together, right?
Yeah, no, of course. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Just a couple of things that may have led to the incident. There was a kind of a crackback block, when the wide receiver comes down. And about 3 minutes left in the game, and Juju Smith-Schuster kind of lit up Brian Branch, which may have been the reason why Branch Mahomes and Branch also, I think, were jawing during the game. I don't think there was anything really between them, but that hit by Juju seemed to really set off Brian Branch.
I want to challenge Iowa Sam to something real quick. Iowa Sam, write down the following sentence and say it fast 3 times, okay?
Is this going to be dumped?
No.
No, that was a sentence. No, go ahead.
Juju Smith-Schuster sells seashells by the seashore.
Stupid.
That's so dumb.
I want to see if Iowa Sam can say that 3 times. Whenever
I thought
you're
you were
ready.
going to make him gobble because it's Canadian Thanksgiving.
All right, go ahead, Iowa Sam. Juju Smith-Schuster.
I didn't get done writing it down yet. Juju Smith-Schuster sells seashells by the seashore. Juju Smith-Schuster sells seashells by the seashore. Juju Smith-Schuster sells seashells by the seashore.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well done.
Okay.
Juju Smith-Schuster sells
Thanks,
by the
Mike.
seashore.
Oh, Big Mike, thank you.
That's Wednesday's Words of Wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Big Mike's here.
So something that made us go, if you saw the social commentary on social media, it's everyone saying, why in the world, if we're trying to expand the game, make it international, and we're trying to prove that, American football's where it's at, why would we have the Jets and the Broncos play overseas? And like I said before, I follow a bunch of different accounts, and the people there were saying the NFL didn't let down because they all had a blast. They were probably drinking, loving it, not even really caring.
People are tailgating and loving the fact that it's
there had a great time, but it wasn't the best product, right? The Jets are ass.
Want me to give you an analogy? When you go away to college for the first time, if you live away, you could go your first party, even if you don't know if it's bad or not.
Yeah, and I
so
think
they're
everyone
just happy.
there had
They're
a
just
good time.
happy to be there.
But
They're
we all
like,
know we sent them an inferior product that day. Broncos on top there, but Justin Fields had -10 net passing yards against the Broncos, which means you had more yards than Justin Fields.
Perfect. I knew that. All your calls and feedback next on Covino and Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes. We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win? Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Mariners jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first inning in Game 2 of the American League Championship Series as Julio Rodriguez hit a 3-run shot, but the Jays have pulled it back to even. Right now, tied up at 3 apiece in the top of the third inning in Toronto. Blue Jays scoring twice in the bottom half of the first and adding another in the second. Mariners up 1-0 in the best-of-7 series, but tied up at 3 right now in the third in Toronto in Game 2. You can see it on Fox and FS1. Tonight on TBS, it's Game 1 of the NLCS, Dodgers and Brewers. First pitch after 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Blake Snell against Aaron Ashby. Mike Schultz stepped down today as the skipper of the San Diego Padres. NFL action tonight, Bills and Falcons, 7:15 Eastern. No Dalton Kincaid for Buffalo. Bears and Commanders, 8:15 Eastern. Titans fired head coach Brian Callahan. Lions defensive back Brian Branch suspended 1 game for punching Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm Dan Beyer.
Covino just said something that I sign off on. Naylor on the Mariners looks like an angry, Latino Paulie D.
Like an overweight Paulie D. You got to look at his face, though, his expressions. Yeah, that's right. I just hit a double against the Blue Jays, doing what the Yankees couldn't do. I'm Paulie D, and you're listening to Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Oh, yeah. Cabs are here.
Cabs here.
Broadcasting live
GTL.
from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich Davis. We got Danny G. We got Iowa Sam. We got DB Dan Beyer getting ready for Last One Standing, and we be rocking out. Let's go. Quick reminder, with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever, whenever, wherever you happen to be. Catch us and all the Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Search Fox Sports Radio on the app. Stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. It's my only preset in the iHeart app. And thank you for listening to our show, Covino and Rich. In fact, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, streaming live. And our bonus podcast is there, Overpromised, brand new episode from last week, episode 112. Check it out. It's the stuff that we can't fit into this show. Episode 112 is one of my favorite things we do, Overpromised with Covino and Rich. And another reminder, we're going to be filling in for the great Dan Patrick, in for DP on Wednesday. So wake up with us early Wednesday morning. Ooh. So before we get into the other fun stuff, Rich, and all the Canadian thanks we got to give on their Thanksgiving, our Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day.
What is it?
It's both, I guess. I don't know how, but it's both. I said that Justin Fields had -10 net passing yards against the Broncos, which means you, reading this, listening to this, all of us, had more passing yards than Justin Fields, proving that the Jets are ass, and we sent a subpar product overseas, yet they still had a blast watching the Broncos beat the Jets, but they are just so bad. So bad they were asking at the end of the game during the press conference, like, Justin Fields play himself out of a job? And they're like, no, he's still the guy, but he played pretty crappy. Jets looking like cheeks.
Now, there's things we're going to get to. Things that made you go, phones are lit. Let's get to them. But I want to throw one baseball one in there because I know a lot of people are probably going to lead with football.
I got one baseball, too.
I watched that 15-inning game with some of my softball buddies.
Dude, and 5 hours of glory.
That was insanity.
It was a memorable moment for me because I'll always remember where I was because, some of my good pals that I play softball with, it was the 9th inning when our game was wrapping up. And someone's like, yo, break out your phone. Let's watch the last inning or so. And we ended up sitting at the softball field for an hour and a half together, like watching the last, 6 innings of that game.
That was insane.
And I bring that up because it's just very clear. It's abundantly clear that the idea of moving someone over in small ball, analytics, micro, macro, whatever it is, no one is doing it, no matter what. I mean, how many opportunities in extra innings did someone have a chance to say, move someone over, and don't tell me the one great wheel play the Dodgers pulled in the divisional round is deterrent, because you're telling me that all those extra inning opportunities, leadoff double, a walk, and then a guy singled first and second, no one on the Mariners or the the Mariners or the Tigers coaching staff at any point said pushed for, come on, we got to bunt them over. Is bunting over just not done?
A few people failed at the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, they just aren't skilled in that way. A lot of commentary over the weekend of, can you imagine what if Tony Gwynn was around or Wade Boggs would think watching the way people just swing for the fences instead of making contact and trying to
move the runner over
and just regular baseball fundamentals. Now, granted, these teams that are here have more than like the Yankees and the Mets and teams that haven't gone this far. But it's so evident when you're watching that game that it's just a different game that we're watching here. But it was still so exciting, man.
I remember.
Dude, so loud that it registered on the Andy Richter scale in Seattle.
I heard
See that?
It's named after him, right?
It's named after him.
Yeah,
no,
Andy
but
Richter.
it did measure on the Richter scale, right?
Yeah,
Like, it
yep.
got so loud. It was so hyped. Even though we might not like that style of play, it was unbelievable to see, like, oh, my God, is anybody going to win this game? We're 15 innings, man.
I mean, everybody wants to be Freddie Freeman holding their bat like this.
It's true. Everybody wants that hero moment.
Yeah, it's the equivalent to the NBA where guys chuck up threes and half-court shots and from the logo. That's what the younger generation likes, and so you got to roll with it.
Danny, why draw up a possible game-winning play when you could just heave up a three? You're right. It's the equivalent. And listen, we're just fans. I'm not in the Major League Baseball dugout, so for all they know, they're like, hey, moron, we know the analytics. We know 3 at-bats, 1 hit wins it. Why are we going to give up an out? But I don't know. Fundamentally, my mind is like, get the guy to third. You have 2 shots. A fly ball, a ground ball hard the other way could score your winning run. I don't
So many
get
double
it,
plays.
but there must
Covino's Yankees could have extended their series had they generated some runs there in those last few innings.
Without a doubt. And the sentiment there is, and I agree with it, is teams like that are built for 162, not for – like in the long run, they're going to hit all these home runs and drive in all these runs. But in a short series like that, when you're swinging for the fences, good pitching is going to stop that always.
Bro,
and that's what we were seeing. A bunch of
it's,
dudes, a bunch of role players swinging for the fence.
You know why?
Good pitching was stopping it, and high-pressure moments were stopping it, and it went 15 innings. For us, the casual fan, edge of my seat, I can't imagine how a Tigers fan or a Mariners fan felt watching that nail-biting 15-inning marathon.
Let me tell you, that's why my Mets weren't in the postseason. That weekend, the weeks leading up to the end of the season, multiple games. I remember one in particular where similar scenario. Mets are up in the bottom of the inning. And you remember in regular season, you start with that phantom runner on second. And I remember the explanation was, quote, Francisco Alvarez is not a great bunter. And I'm like, or he can't bunt or he doesn't do that. And I'm like, your eighth in the order catcher can't bunt over a guy. And then
I understand some people are better than others, but you're in the major leagues. Like, figure it out.
And I'm not saying it's easy to lay down a bunt against a guy throwing 96-mile-an-hour splitters.
No, but you're teaching your kids when you're coaching. You're teaching them how to bunt.
If I'm fundamentally trying to teach little ones these skills, come on now. All right, let's go to West Virginia. Say hi to Jerry. Jerry, football, baseball, anything on your mind? What made you go, this weekend?
Well, guys, first of all, I do some gig stuff at night, but thank you for the entertainment. It really makes these few hours go by really fast.
Oh,
You guys
thanks,
are
man.
awesome.
Appreciate you.
Hey, the thing I got to get off my chest tonight is, guys, I love Big Noon Kickoff. It is a great show. The chemistry is incredible, but I can't stand Dave Portnoy on this show. He brings absolutely nothing. Zero. He's a frat boy. I don't know why he's on the show. I can't stand him.
Listen, I'll be honest. I appreciate you loving us. I'm a Portnoy fan. I think he's great at what he does. I haven't seen him on that show, but it is interesting because in that, if you want to say like frat boyish, him against Pat McAfee, right? Because they're on opposing pre-games for college football. It is sort of like the battle of like those dudes, right? You're looking at Portnoy against McAfee.
I guess so,
Cut
when
from
you
a
put it that
similar
way.
enough cloth. They used to work together.
I think there's a thin line between love and hate. I was a guy that could do without Dave Portnoy as well. And I realize as time goes on, no, it's because I like the guy. He frustrates me, but I like him. It's kind of like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Some people are just, they rub you the wrong way, and then you get them, and it clicks, and you realize, I really like that
You
guy.
felt that way about Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, and you know what? When you think about it, they all have an abrasive sort of quality, right? Sort of polarizing tendencies. You either love or hate Gary Vaynerchuk, Dave Portnoy, Baker Mayfield, if you want to throw him in there because of his antics back in the day with the Browns and everything. But you realize it's such a thin line in life, and it's so true because I love every one of them now.
I like a good pizza review.
But
as
you
well.
might not realize it yet.
Let's say hi to Indianapolis. JR. What's up, JR?
Not much, fellas. How y'all doing tonight?
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
How are you?
So To me, I think that this generation is slower than our generation. So that's why they tell them just go swing for the fences or strike out. There's no IQ that's involved anymore in any of the sports. Like we were just talking about Justin Fields. Like his IQ level has to be like on 12 because he's not.
Well, that goes back to the coaching too, right? There were so many plays where they were just running out the clock instead of managing it, mismanaging the clock. So many weird question marks, and that was the story when I woke up. Remember, this was early in the morning out here on the West Coast, but that was the story immediately. When the people at home feel like they know more than the coaches and the plays that are being made in the NFL or the fundamentals of baseball, lay one down, guys. Come on. That's when there's a problem. You're like, what is going on? When the casual fan could see what's going on here, what the problem is, but they're not able to execute and they're doing it wrong on a professional level, it makes you scratch your head. It makes you say,
You never want to be a know-it-all fan.
Yeah, but this is obvious fundamental stuff.
When you see guys having the inability to lay down a bunt or the end of the first half of the Jets-Broncos game.
Manage a clock.
Did you hear? We don't happen to have the Rich Eisen call, do we? Rich Eisen jokingly wraps up the first half.
But it leaves a fan there bewildered. Like, what the heck is going on?
Where when the Jets just sort of, at midfield, didn't take like a shot or something. Like, Rich Eisen, I think, sarcastically announced. Remember, he was saying something like, and the fans here in London are wondering, do I understand the game of football as we go to the half?
Like, the London fans have to be confused because how did the players feel in that moment? Like, hey, what just happened? Why didn't we do anything?
And in a non-high-scoring game where it was a battle of field goals and there was a safety thrown in there, like, this is a game won.
Again, we're talking mismanagement of the clock if you missed it. And then, again, just the inability to play small ball in baseball is still, you're left with the same feeling of, I could do this. I know more than what I'm seeing here on the field. It's a weird feeling as a fan. There was another story, Rich, that made me say, baseball related.
Yeah.
Brewers, Danny G, I believe you sent this to me too. Brewers were getting some flack for holding up an L flag in regards to the Cubs losing. And people are saying, the Brewers got no class.
Yeah, that's not classy at all because, of course, the Cubs famously fly their W flag.
Right. So it's like, you got no class. Brewers getting some flack for that.
I think that's like saw loser behavior.
Well, just throwing out the story made me say,
So in the story behind the flags, for those that don't know, the Cubs, throughout their history, would play their day games at Wrigley Field. So the people who would go to work and take the train into the city would take the train out of the city and see if the Cubs won that day. If they won, the W flag was up. If they lost, the L flag was up. There is an L flag. We see the W flag all the time, which is white with the blue W, but the L flag is actually blue with a white L. And the Brewers they manufactured it the wrong way, like they made the L in the wrong colors. But some people just wouldn't have liked the fact that they would have flown an L flag, but it is popular in Milwaukee. Maybe not as classy as other celebrations, but there's some stuff behind it.
It's sports, and we talked about this the other day. It's ribbon. It's they're roasting their.
I think it's a fun
rival.
roast. It's a fun roast. Hey, by the way, I'm sure you have friends. This makes you say too. If you don't have any dog in the fight when it comes to the postseason, and some of us here do, but if you don't, like I got my mom and friends, but my mom too. Like, who do I root for, Steven? And I'm like, well, Mom, I guess the Brewers, Mariners. That's got to be the most fun. She's like, well, why not the Dodgers? I'm like, well, nothing against your Dodgers, Danny G. I'm like, they won last year. I'm like, they won. I'm like, I'm guessing that's the casual fan's choice, right?
Don't you finally want to see an MLB team repeat?
Hey, dude, it's all great and it's all fun. I'm saying, but what's that standard answer? Because I've been presented that.
I think the standard answer is what you just said. The team, and that's what the default goes to. Unless you want to see greatness, and you're like, I want to see Shohei and
look,
Mookie.
We all want the best team to make it. Fine, if that's the Dodgers, so be it. If that's the Blue Jays, great. But I think the coolest answer for, again, the casual guy would be Brewers, Mariners, if you're wondering. Now,
you want to hear Rich Eisen?
Yeah, this is the Jets game, right?
This describes the mismanagement of the play in the end of the first half. Take a listen.
And the Brits are wondering what is happening in London, and so are the American announcers. And that is halftime.
Yeah, the Brits are wondering what's happening, and so are the American announcers.
Yeah, so the Brits are probably confused, but they still had a blast. I'm telling you, I saw a bunch of British people.
Oh, yes, friends in a drink. Let's drink.
Having a blast, just loving every moment, and then Americans just criticizing, like, what a weak-ass game.
11 points, La Liva.
I have an observation. You talk about things that make you go, this is not an obvious one. I know for sure Dan Byer noticed it. Maybe not the keen eye. Maybe not you guys, but I know the keen eye of DB has noticed that Fox has decided to make the strike zone with no border for these. Like right now, when you're watching the Blue Jays Mariners, there's the strike zone box there, but there's no border, and it's very faint. It almost looks like a camera, like a shutter filter of sorts. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it almost appears like it's a cover-up.
Yeah, like it's not there. Like, cause maybe research shows like, all right, enough of the distinct square box. It's not that. Can you even see it? I know your vision's not great there. Mr. 40-something.
I have to look really hard, though, to see it.
But it's like so faintly
It looks like
there.
screen burn, like when you leave your smart TV on too long.
That's
and then
good enough, though.
Yes.
I think that's good enough. I do.
But when they go to the next pitch, just take a quick look. And, of course,
I think it's a little too faint.
I might agree with you there, I was saying. But it's there. But the idea of it being very clear, like here's the square zone that you've seen all year long in all the local cities and markets. Like, look, it's there, but it almost looks like, you know when you switch a filter on your iPhone?
Maybe that's the thought process of we don't want to be intrusive here, but we want it to still be there.
Human umps are still calling the game.
It makes me miss the YouTube play button.
Yeah, like you don't want it to be too distracting, and that's good enough. I don't know. Yeah. But, I notice it now that you pointed it out. All right, so let's wrap this up. We do this every Monday. Any of your observations over the weekend, Week 6 of the NFL, playoff baseball, whatever it was, Halloween costumes.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Before we go to Trip, if you're watching Love is Blind, that guy Joe, do you think when you've got drunk, when you were in your 20s and got drunk, were you as dumb as that guy?
That guy is the dumbest drunk I've ever seen on TV. I'm not even joking you.
Danny, do you think of your days of partying when you were a young man? Do you think you were ever that dumb?
No.
haven't watched the show. Can you describe his dumbness?
The girl he's with, God bless her.
He's like, what? And she's like, you're not making sense.
He makes no sense. I'm like, I don't know how to describe it.
I just woke up.
If you watch,
but you're not making sense. What? What? He's like the dumbest guy that ever was.
He might be, honestly. Seems like a really nice guy when he's sober. But I was saying, when this guy drinks,
he seems like a D-bag when he's sober as well.
What?
Yeah. You know what I think the reality is?
Keep going, Covino.
The reality, Danny G, and there's new episodes this week, he really wanted a thinner girl. I'm not being rude. That's the truth. He's alluded a few times, like, I'm usually used to more petite girls. You
know what, Rich? During a break, I'll send you something. There was a Reddit somebody knows this guy in real life, and they posted something very interesting about him on Reddit.
Interesting. Well, if it includes he's a dummy when he drinks.
What you think, he's 100 times worse, I guess, in real life.
Oh my God.
And he just wanted to get on the show to,
Why not? Yeah, get some Instagram followers.
And he said he told his friend who put this thing on the Reddit, or former coworker, that he went on Love is Blind because he wanted to bang as many girls as he could.
Oh. Wow. Makes sense.
Wow. Good for him.
You know what else makes me say before we wrap up with Trip? Correct me if I'm wrong on this, because it sounds crazy. But I was listening to DP today, because we are filling in on Wednesday, and I wanted to see what he was yapping about. Dan Patrick.
Are you more of a Fritzy guy or a Marvin guy?
I can't
or
see
Seton
that.
guy?
I love them all. And he was talking about the double doozy tonight, as we call it, Bills, Falcons, Bears, Commanders. Like Bills, Falcons, to me, it did sound like a weird matchup. I'm like, Bills, Falcons. I don't know a lot of history there. It sounded like an interesting matchup. And then I'm listening to them, and he verified it's like only like the fifth time that they're playing or something ridiculous like that. So that made me say,
it never lined up for them to play interdivisionally.
Like, oh, wow. So I mean, maybe reason to check out tonight. You were gonna anyway. I'm just saying it's not one you see all that often.
True. All right, Trip. Last call on this. Let's go, buddy boy. What's up?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to say this. Talk about longevity. The reason I love your show and I promote you guys, you're not swinging for the fences. You guys have great pitching, timely hitting. You're everything that matters when you are talking about that. So that's what I was wanted to say. You guys do all the little things, and that's why I love Rich and Covino.
You know what, man?
Look at that.
It's Covino and Rich, but thanks.
He also just changed the name of the show.
Yeah, he also
like Hardy.
Rich didn't disagree, by the way. Do you notice how he stayed silent? He's
No, you
like,
know what?
yeah, I agree.
No, Covino has a theory. It tests though. Covino has a theory that white guys call it Rich and Covino, and everyone else calls it
like,
Covino
There's
Rich.
no way that the Guillermo guy is the.
Maybe Tripp's a Rich Davis guy. So he
For
starts
the,
a
for
Rich
the
and
record,
Covino.
it was always Covino and Rich because it's what our boss called us. You know, just had
When
a
we started
nice
the show,
ring
yeah.
to it, and we just ran with that. That's the history, but thank you so much. I take a lot of pride in that call because I find some truth in it. You know why? We stick to our fundamentals. We're radio nerds at heart. We love radio, and we stick with that. Aside from interrupting each other, which we do out of just excitement for what we're doing, we stick to the fundamentals, and we're not going for the hot take, which would be the home run all the time. And we're just speaking from the heart, and I'm glad that comes across, man. It means a lot. Thank you.
You've been called the tool, not a 5-tool player, though, before. So that's really good.
There's 5 tools on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, well, hey, coming up, we're going to give away some prizes. Last one standing.
No.
This, by far, is the best game we play here on Fox Sports Radio. I love it.
Yeah.
Puts the pressure on. Someone wins a prize. Let's do it. If you want in, 877-99 on Fox. Danny G got it set up. We'll do it next. Last one standing on Fox Sports Radio. All right. Cove, Express Pros. People are looking for a new way to manage their workforce. Guess who's got their back? Express Employment Pros. They make it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with expresspros.com.
Express is your full-service workforce solution connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need ready to go to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands.
And then if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit those as well. Express Employment Professionals helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving businesses time and increasing flexibility. Find the nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 locations, locally owned and operated, but got the support of an international headquarters.
Listen, we know you know hiring is stressful. Stop the hassle and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com. Find a location near you. Thanks again to expresspros.com. There's modern forms of cheating, according to AI. And I didn't show you this because I wanted to know from you, Rich Davis, the righteous dude that you are, if you think these things are cheating, because young people today consider this stuff cheating.
Yeah, every generation considers different things crossing the line. I feel like I remember our parents would say things like, well, you're not married. So like, I remember your mom would tell you like, date whoever you want, Steven. You're not married.
Leave my mom out of this. She's a good woman.
Mom did say that.
But the thing is, it's a sliding scale, right? Like, yeah, you had to encounter some sort of physical touch or something to be considered cheating
then
back
the
in the
internet
day.
came around.
And
And
emotional cheating and sliding into DMs. So this is what young people consider cheating today. What are your thoughts? Is it cheating? Flirting over text, DM, or social media?
I mean, it's. I don't think it's breakup worthy. It's like, what are you doing worthy?
I think
it is
it's
cheating.
inappropriate,
Yeah, I think it's
right?
Cheating? No, inappropriate. Yes. Let's make a distinction. Inappropriate, of course.
Yeah.
Cheating? No, I don't.
Yeah, to you, but a young person, cheating.
Flirting?
So keep this in mind. Young people consider this cheating. All right. Following or liking thirst traps, photos meant to attract sexually.
I don't think that's cheating. I think it's sad on a guy. Like if you're liking like some hot girl's photos constantly on Instagram and fire emoji, like you're a weenie. But I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It just makes you sort of like thirsty and lame.
Isn't the equivalent of like beeping at a hot chick and just driving by?
Yeah.
Really not getting anything out of it. Sliding into DMs, especially with flirtatious intent.
Again, mild cheating, but to me, physical touch is cheating. That's just like dumb behavior. That's, inappropriate.
Using dating apps while in a relationship.
Yes, that is
even
cheating.
browsing. I agree. This is the worst one so far.
I think so far this is the worst one because if you are on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or any of the Field, if you're on any of the apps our video guy Spot talks about, then you're up to no good. There's
Yeah.
no reason. Like
There's no reason for that.
Liking someone's Instagram post could be innocent.
I agree.
When you're on a dating site, what's the intention?
Sexting or sending explicit photos to others. Junk shots and sexy shots.
All right, now we're getting this.
Absolutely. Having backup or emotional side pieces, someone you're keeping warm just in case. Like having a backup.
If you don't vocalize it and you just know it in the back of your head, is that cheating? Like she's on standby, but you're not doing anything?
Well, put it this way. All of this is considered cheating in today's
cool.
world, but there's something else called a gray area, all right?
Oh, great.
And we're not talking about your Paulie Walnuts hairdo you got going
I'm
on.
getting older. We're all getting older.
No, we're not talking about that. So the gray area, watching porn. Some couples are fine with it, some aren't. Cheating or not.
If you think watching porn is cheating, you are a bird brain.
But again, to a young person, it depends on what boundaries are set, okay? So Rich, consider Rich the most cheating guy I know.
Ridiculous. Okay, go on.
You know what team Rich plays for? Team Skeet. That's what he plays
get
for.
outta here.
That's his favorite team.
It's funny.
Yeah. He's 49ers, Mets, and Skeet. Clubbing, flirting for fun. What do you think? Gray area.
A gray area, because I think if you just fucking talk to someone at a bar, is that cheating? No, but if it's like, hey, by the way, what's your number just in case? Yes, cheating.
Maintaining close friendships with exes.
Dangerous territory. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah,
I don't
what's
think
the point?
but I don't think it's cheating if you're open about like, hey, I dated a girl 20 years ago in college and I like her family photos on Facebook.
That's fine if there's no intent there.
Yeah.
You know, wish them well and all that.
The younger man's thing, I think.
Keeping secrets. Ooh, women always say omitting is lying. What about keeping secrets? Being intentionally vague about interactions with others. Gray area here. Is that cheating or not?
Just living life.
Micro cheating, small acts of secrecy, flirtation, or emotional intimacy that hint at more. These are gray areas, but what young people consider cheating. So be careful, guys. So if we didn't get to you for things that made you go, hit us up at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. And make note again, wake up with us early Wednesday in for Dan Patrick. Covino and Rich. Search Covino and Rich wherever you stream your podcast. Follow, rate, and review. And stream us live on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio on this Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day. That's what my calendar says. And Canadian Thanksgiving. What up, my Canadians? We're going to give Canadian thanks by the end of the show. But for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Tire Rack. Tire Rack. Tire Rack. The way tire buying should be.
And it is time for America's favorite game. Let's go.
Oh.
Really quick, I'd like to alert all the affiliates down the line. Iowa Sam just got a really bad paper cut.
Yeah, that made me cringe.
He actually screamed in the studio.
It's just a weird feeling when you. It makes you.
Oh, I thought that was a girl.
We got 4 categories ready to go if needed a tie break. Each contestant gets 5 seconds to stay alive in the round. If you run out of time or you answer incorrectly, the aforementioned Iowa Sam will escort you out with his big bad buzzer. We keep battling until you are the last one standing. If you win 2 of the rounds, you are the top dog. Here are the contestants. 10-time winner Steve Covino.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
Right next to him, 14-time champ Rich Davis.
Boo.
And the leader by a long shot in the clubhouse, Dan Byer, 34-time winner.
Somebody stop this guy.
Unstoppable. The unstoppable DB.
Going to the studio lines right now to see if John in Dubuque, Iowa can do it today. All right, John in Iowa, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks, guys.
Hey, what do you do for a living there?
I'm in the grocery business.
Oh, nice. All right, here. Well, you know how to play. What I want to say is Spot is the fact checker. He's already nervous right here.
Hate it so much.
So be patient with him as he checks answers. When I say your name, the clock is going to start. Here's the first category. Stafford truly is number 9. Stafford truly number 9. You have 5 seconds to name an NFL QB who's on the list with Matt Stafford, the one he just moved up on, for top passing yards in NFL history. All right, NFL all-time passing yards. We'll take the top 25 regular season numbers, and this is Fox Sports list. They only include stats from after the 1970 NFL-AFL merger, just heads up. Covino, you're going to be first starting right now. Go.
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, number 10.
Rich.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, number 2.
Off to a good start, Byer.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, number 1.
Numero uno. John.
89,000.
Roger Staubach.
Let's see. Not on the list.
Sorry, brother. Covino. Back to Covino.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. I saw him. Where is he? Number 3.
Rich.
Just based on the fact that he never got injured, his brother, Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, number 11.
Nice pull. Buyer.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger, number 5.
Covino.
Man. Joe Montana.
Did you say Joe Montana?
Yeah.
Number 23.
Just made it.
Oh.
Rich. Another paper.
I said Joe Montana.
Felipe Rios. Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers on the list, number 7.
I think we got to go with Rios, actually. It's his first answer. So.
You know what? Dan's right.
Yeah.
Buyer.
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, yep. Number 13.
Covino.
John Elway.
John Elway, number 12.
On a roll here, Rich. 3, 2.
Donovan
1.
McNabb.
Not on the list.
Out of there. Buyer.
What about Tony Romo?
Tony Romo. Where is he? No, not on the list.
Covino wins that round.
Can I throw one out there just for fun?
Sure.
I don't want to take away from my amazing victory in the first round, but how about Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly. Nope, not on the list.
Right, Dan Fouts on the list?
Dan Fouts,
Yeah,
number
number
19. Rounding out the top 5, you had Brett Favre at number 4.
Oh, my God. Favre.
Aaron Rodgers, too.
Aaron Rodgers is 6, number 6.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see. Anybody else
Brett
in the top?
Favre was
No,
4?
you pretty much hit the top 5, yeah.
Yeah, but Brett not getting
4?
Brett Favre and Rodgers. That's
And he's
weak.
number 4.
Yep.
There
All
you
right.
go.
All right, here
take
we
it.
go. Cove on the board as we move to the second category. Plenty of plate. You have 5 seconds to name an MLB player who is top 25 all-time for most postseason at-bats.
Oh.
Yeah, most postseason at-bats. And by the way, just a little hint for you guys. With a couple of exceptions, it's mostly guys from the early 90s through today on this list.
Don't give hints.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
All right, John.
Covino, because Covino would have listed off Yankees.
John in Iowa, you are up first starting right now. Go.
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez. Yep, number 5 with 410.
Yeah, nice pull. Buyer.
Are we doing the Saber stat metric that was used? Just kidding. That's an inside joke here at Rich and Covino.
My favorite show. I love that show.
Man, that's the white guy's favorite show.
Stop stalling, DB.
What about Bernie Williams?
Bernie Williams, number 2 at 465.
Nice. Rich.
I'll take it from Covino. Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter, number 1,
Boom.
650.
Numero uno. Covino.
Let's go Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones at number 12 with 338.
Nice. Back to John.
Andrew Jones.
What did you say?
Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones, not on the list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. DB.
Fred McGriff.
Fred McGriff, not on the list.
Not in the top 25.
Top 25.
Rich.
I could be him. Big Poppy. David Ortiz.
Number 16, 304.
All right. Covino.
Jorge Posada.
Jorge, number 4, 416.
Back to Rich.
Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve, number 3, 436.
Covino. 3.
George Springer.
George Springer, number 20 with 297.
Oh, nice. Volley. Back to Rich. 3, 2.
Paul
1.
O'Neill.
Paul O'Neill, number 19, 299.
Wow.
Taking the top 25. Covino.
Oh, man.
From what year again?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't in all time. 3, 2, 1. Rich is the last one standing for that round.
Good one.
So Covino and Rich both on the board. And Spotty, what are some of the answers?
You guys hit most of the top 5. At number 6, you had David Justice.
Oh, good one.
Friend of the show.
Number 7, Kenny Lofton.
Ooh.
Number 8, Alex Bregman. Number 9, Yadier Molina. And rounding out the top 10 is, where's number 10? Tino Martinez.
The Bamtino.
You missed not only Bamtino. Who is the only guy that ever let you rock his World Series ring and take a picture?
David Justice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Between the Braves and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right, Covino and Rich both on the board. We go to the third category.
Rich and Covino.
Every yard matters. You have 5 seconds to name an NFL running back who leads the league in rushing yards through week 6. So through 6 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Covino, you're going to be up first as soon as the timer goes right now.
Got to go Christian McCaffrey making those adjustments.
All right, and number 18 with 336.
Rich.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs at number 11 with 390.
Nice pull. Buyer.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor at number 1,
Boom.
603.
John in Iowa.
Montgomery.
You said Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Number 19, 334.
Covino. 3, 2, 1.
Scatterbo.
Scatterbo is on the list. Number 17.
He must have just snuck in.
338.
Rich.
I feel like it's a trick because he's having a bad
3.
season, but Saquon's still on the list.
Saquon is on the list at number 20 with 325.
DB.
Rico Dowdle.
Number 3.
By the way,
with
Jorge Polanco, 3-run shot. Mariners up 6-3.
Oh, he's on fire this postseason.
Yeah, John in Iowa. 3.
McCaffrey's already been said.
Yep. Need a name.
I'm drawing a blank.
Sorry, brother. All right, back to Covino. 3, 2, 1.
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, number 7.
Nice.
Barely pulled it out there. Richie.
That's a long
even
5 seconds.
Even though he was injured, I'm just drawing blank. So Bucky Irving before he got banged up.
Not
He's
on the list.
Oh, all right. Buyer.
What about Javonte Williams?
Javonte Williams. Yes, number 2, 476.
Back to Cove.
Oh, I just thought of one. Damn it.
Bijan.
Bijan is on the list. Number 22, 340.
How'd you get that answer?
Back to Buyer.
My noggin.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Yep, number 16, 359.
Nice pull. Covino. 3, 2, 1. Buyer wins that round.
Is Achan on the list?
Yes, at number 11.
Man, if you would only said that before, Rich.
Shut up. Thanks, Covino. Let's play the
Man.
conclusion of this great game. A three-way tie next, but let's go to Dan for an update. DB, what's up,
Yeah,
man?
Mariners have now taken a 6-3 lead with that Polanco home run. Still one out in the top of the fifth inning. Mariners already up 1-0 in the American League Championship Series with that 6-3 lead in this game, too. You can see it right now on Fox and Fox Sports 1. Coming up at 8 Eastern time, it's the Dodgers and Brewers. Blake Snell against Aaron Ashby in Game 1 of the NLCS. That's on TBS. Mike Schilt today stepped down as Padres skipper, citing the mental and physical toll that the job took on him, retiring at the age of 57. Now on to the NFL. Bills-Falcons coming up in about 35 minutes or so. Bears and Commanders playing 8:15 Eastern time tonight. Lions defensive back Brian Branch suspended for one game for hitting Juju Smith-Schuster of the Chiefs during the pregame handshake. Should be noted that Branch is appealing the suspension. Colts plays quarterback Anthony Richardson on injured reserve with that fractured orbital bone suffered during pregame warmups yesterday prior to their game against the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers tight end George Kittle going to practice this week. That was the message from head coach Kyle Shanahan. He's trying to return from that hamstring injury suffered in week 1. Dalton Kincaid of the Bills tonight inactive against the Falcons. Again, that's game 1 of the doubleheader. CeeDee Lamb could be back for the Cowboys in week 7. They face the Commanders in that contest. Guys, back to you.
All right, we'll do our tiebreaker for a winner.
Did I say Brian Callahan got fired? Mike McCoy's going to be the interim head coach. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But,
DB.
yes.
Thank you, DB. We'll do the conclusion of our game next. And Dan Byer, I thought of you because every time I hear the double doozy Monday Night Football game and people are like, why do they do 2? And I'm like, I remember what Dan Byer said. Otherwise, what? The other game would just be buried in the 1 o'clock early game. So why would you not want 2 Monday night games, right? More visibility.
Absolutely. I just am surprised it's up against baseball's doubleheader.
That's the part.
That's the only thing.
All right, well, thank you, DB. The conclusion of our game, last one standing, next on Fox Sports Radio. But yesterday after the show, I went to the gym. 'Cause, you know, hit your mid-40s. Guys just work a little extra hard.
Girls for the girls,
it's my
man.
birthday.
Yeah.
You know, you hit your 40s and you're like, all right, I got, got to work harder. I'm at the gym, and there's only one TV on the Dodgers-Phillies game. And I looked around the gym.
You know, I think one word. Pathetic.
I looked around, Danny G, and I commented on this. I left a video on my Instagram story in disgust because
I saw it.
I looked around and I saw 9 people with Dodger hats or T-shirts on. So let me tell you, LA people represent the Dodgers, but you know what they are? They're full of baloney.
You can't call them the LA Dodger fans, though,
baloney.
Rich. A real Dodger fan is not going to be in the middle of 2 miles of cardio.
I know. Someone told me that. Go to Echo Park, go to downtown LA.
Yeah, I said, you go deeper into LA and then tell me that they're not going to have the Dodgers game on all the TVs. No. Sherman Oaks, I'm sorry, it's not Los Angeles.
I get
it is Los Angeles.
Yeah, but
I live in LA.
It's not Dodger Los Angeles.
As transplants, we're from the East Coast. It's really disappointing, though, because I experienced that a lot, as Rich did yesterday. It's like, you guys for real right now? How do you not have it on?
Dan Byer, it's wild.
Well, I was going to say, I try to give the license plate frame people the benefit of the doubt when I know that their team is playing at that point. Like maybe this poor guy's at work, and I know he's got the game on the radio, though, as he's listening to the Rams as he has his Rams license plate frame.
It dawned on me at the gym when I was doing triceps, a little rope pull down deal, the guy next to me had a Dodgers hat and a Dodgers t-shirt on. And I was like, all right, I'm going to observe this guy because the one TV across the room is the only one with the Dodgers game on. And this guy must have thought I was into him or something because I kept looking at him like, is he going to glance at the TV? This guy is wearing a Dodgers hat and a Dodgers shirt. There's one TV in front of like the treadmills on the far side that I kept myself going back to look at just because I'm a sports fan.
Did the treadmills have the little personal TV?
No, they did not.
Okay.
And
you think the treadmills we go to have personal TVs? We're lucky if they work.
Full selection of cable.
We go to the weekdays gym until we get that Dan Patrick money.
Yeah, until we get that DP money.
We know a lot of passionate Dodger fans, and then obviously in every city where you have a winning team, you're going to see, like the Patriots. There were a lot of Patriots gear all throughout Boston and Massachusetts, and not all of those people were riding with the Patriots when they were losing.
I think what Danny G is saying, like, we're in the San Fernando Valley, and maybe the Valley is a different type of fan.
Maybe, but I'll say this.
They're more into all-valley karate.
There's levels of fans, right? There's levels of so many things, right?
That's what it is.
There's levels of fans, and again, not just fans. Anything you talk about, there's going to be levels of. There's some people that are music fans, and then there's like no. There's like music fans that know cuts of albums and singers of groups, and other people like I don't know who's in that band. Like
they're wearing the T-shirt of the band,
and
they couldn't name you a single song.
Weak. They might be a fan of a band, and you're like, they might not know the album names, but they know a couple songs they like. I just know me and how I am with my sports teams. If the Mets, maybe because the Mets stink. But when the Mets are in the playoffs, I've traveled to New York to be there at the game, or I've actually said to the boss, like, can I broadcast from home that day so I don't miss any during my commute? Like, if you're a fan, there's no way you wouldn't be locked in during a postseason game.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I've seen Covino on his phone at a restaurant during a regular season game. Like, I don't know.
I witnessed Danny G watching a Raiders game at a Rams game. How about that?
I don't disagree with that. You went to a Rams game because you probably got a nice opportunity, but you're like, well, I still want to check out.
Yeah, my kid wanted to go. I brought him, but I'm like, I'm watching the whole Raiders game on my phone.
Because you care. Yeah, it's just some people don't care as much. It's as simple as that.
It's casual versus like diehard. It's like you could say the same again about music. There's people that.
And if anyone gives you flack, it's what? Why? Because I care a lot?
Yeah, it's casual fans versus diehards.
Yeah,
That's
again,
what it is.
Maybe I shouldn't care so much about the casual fan. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on it. But there are times where I'm like, man, Dodgers tonight. And I'm just trying to make conversation with like a dad at the school. And he's like, oh, they're playing tonight? I'm like, they're playing tonight. It's the divisional series. What do you like? Like stuff like that will drive me bonkers.
Postseason, go season. Postseason really exposes a team, man, and it really proves once again that fundamentals never go out of style, small ball never goes out of style, and role players are so important. Guys like Lucas on the Blue Jays or Polanco on the Mariners, like these are the dudes that make a well-rounded team, and that's what every team needs moving forward. It's not just swinging for the fences.
Josh Naylor just made a play that I didn't think he was capable of.
I know. Every play counts, man.
He dives at first base. It does like a hook shot. He threw the ball almost like an NBA hook shot to the pitcher or second baseman, whoever decided to come over and cover first.
It was a big play. We're Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Business fluctuations make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com. Find a location near you. It's at expresspros.com. And Danny G's on standby. He's the host of Last One Standing.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
our producer, and we got to get a winner here.
Yeah. Due to time constraints, we go into OT. I guess it's the Buyer, Rich, and Covino show.
Yeah.
3 last ones standing.
Let's go.
Here's the tiebreak. No multiple choice. It's whoever comes closest. Just buzz in with your name to go first. How many fumbles did Tom Brady have in his illustrious 23-year career?
Ooh.
It's regular season. How many total fumbles did Tom Brady have regular season in his 23-year career? Think about it for a minute.
All right.
All right.
Oh.
Rich, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Go for it.
69.
Okay.
69.
3 a season, 23 years.
23
That's
years.
exactly what I was thinking
Really?
as well. Yeah. I'll go north of it. I'll go 76.
Oh, you son of a bee. Now, here's the strategy.
All right.
Almost 3 times I lost to Dan Byer by not simply going one higher. But I said 4 a season, and I had it around 72.
So
hold on. No, because I've already lost this so many
go
times.
72 with
I'm
your-
going 77.
Oh,
Well,
man.
My
Chiefs-
favorite is 23 times 4 is not 72, but that's okay.
Did you notice that? I did.
So 4, 7,
They
12.
said there'd be no math in broadcasting.
I'm going 77.
You guys,
Bob.
he actually averaged more than that per season because his total in the regular season, 134.
Wow.
Covino,
Butterfingers.
his tactic paid off.
Front of my math all you want. Smartest man alive. Who do you think you are? I am. That's number 11, baby.
You wanna
Put
know
it in the book.
the
Covino, I do the math. 23 times 4 is 70.
The genius of the tiebreak is Danny makes it sound like it's advantageous to say your name first.
Yeah.
It's the worst because then everybody goes off of your number.
Yes.
Oh, you think I should just draw straws?
Jump in to go first.
Well, but
And-
it's not higher or lower. It's not like Price is Right. So.
No, but you can get sandwiched.
Yeah. You know what? Congrats, Covino. You need this one.
What do you mean I need
Yeah,
this?
you do. It's tough times lately.
Don't talk to me like
It's
this.
kind of
Sort of.
it's kind
You're
of
the
I feel sorry
swami.
for
This
you.
guy has 3
Yeah.
more than I do, and I think I was robbed of
Like
one.
when-
He needs.
Yeah, I know. When Danny goes
You know,
like
you need
with
a
2
hair
victories,
transplant.
Steve Covino, and it's
Dude, that's back to back. So thank you. All right.
11-time winner. Man.
if you times that by 4, you get 97. So
My 7 looked like a 9. I mean, my 9 looked like a 7. Hey, great man. I can count 11 wins. I'm proud of it. Thank you.
Hey, as of right now, you got Seattle Mariners up 6-3. Other 3 games. Let's go around the room. What are we thinking? At home, here's the problem. You got the Dodgers throwing Blake Snell, and they're going Ashby, and I feel like they're going to be doing more bullpen action, right? I'm going to go, if I'm going to bet tonight, I think I'm going like let's do a 3-game money line. Let's go Dodgers, and then we'll combine it with football. Let's go Dodgers, Bills. Ooh. Dodgers, Bills, Commanders. I mean, those are 2 favorites. You're not going to get a ton of equity on that money line, but Commanders, Bills, Dodgers, 3-team money line parlay. Just have some fun with it. But I think this Dodgers Brewers series, Danny, I don't think you're going to get away with the bunk bullpen like you have in other series.
No. Nope.
I think the Mariner,
the
Brewers will
are
push you.
small ball
Yeah.
enough to again make some plays.
And recently, they've had the Dodgers number. So
6-0 this year.
yeah.
And real quick, Rich, Blue Jays are playing right now. They're behind, but it's Canadian Thanksgiving. Any Canadians you want to give props to?
I want to say my favorite Canadian treat is Cheesies. They're like better than Cheetos and Cheese Doodles by far. So I like
And your Mayor
Cheesies.
McCheese, so who knows better than you? I'll give props to Ernie Clement, that guy. Guys like that who just step up and play big. And Lucas, guys like that. But, of course, the great Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, the band 3 Days Grace, Evans Blue. You know, so many Canadians out there who've impacted us. We want to give props.
Oh, Celine Dion, you left off your
We're
list?
thankful.
Now, you guys didn't say Drake.
I wasn't going to, actually. No, I'm just kidding. Who else comes to mind as far as
Michael J. Fox?
Oh, another great one.
Did either of you guys say John Candy?
No.
Good
No.
one.
Oh, yeah, man.
Speaking
John
of which,
Candy.
don't we have to watch a documentary? Isn't there a documentary
Yes,
that's
there
fantastic?
is. Yep.
There is.
All right. Well, hey, have a great night. Enjoy all your football and baseball. What a treat on a Monday night. On a usually bunk Monday night, you get 2 baseball games, 2 football games. Enjoy, and we'll see you knuckleheads back here tomorrow. Until then, at Covino Rich, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Have a good one.
Enjoy
Go
the
Dodgers.
games, guys.
Good luck, Danny, to your
Later.
Dodgers.